My microphone doing something weird. It's not as loud as it normally is on the little, the little indicator up here. Let me know. Make sure that you can hear me right now. If you can hear me, go ahead and put a purple heart in the comments. Let me know. All right. It looks like it's better. So, all right, we're gonna work with it. Right. All right. So, if you are trying to deal with healing and reconciling and being together after infidelity, you are doing something incredible. Let me first say that before we even get into what this actually is, I want you to understand how incredible it is, because this is a time where you have been traumatized and your body and your brain are screaming at you that you should be afraid of this person. You should get away. You should not be close to them. And in spite of all those alarms going off, that which are just based in your trauma, you love this person. I know that you love this person. I know that you know that there are good reasons to be with them. But in spite of the alarm system going off, you still know that this is your person. You remember who they are. You remember who they are to you, how your heart actually feels about them in spite of what they have done. And I want to commend you for that, because that is a very difficult thing to hear past the trauma and remember that this is a person you actually love. This is somebody you really care about. This is not a relationship you just want to throw away. That is incredible. That's good self control. That's good self awareness. That is maturity. I don't want you to feel bad about this decision anymore. Last month, we were talking about making the decision to stay and heal. If you are there and you are currently doing it, just say you've made the decision and then move forward from there. So right now, what we're talking about this month is about the fear that comes with it. And I don't want you to be afraid that you're doing the wrong thing. This is what made you happy. This is the person that made you happy. This is your person. You should not feel ashamed for wanting to do this. You should just look for really good advice on how to do it. Okay? And that's what I have for you. That's what I got for you, is good advice on how to do what you've already decided to do. Even though it's a scary thing, you have still decided on it. You have still chosen to walk a path that is a scary path, just to be able to have the love that you want. I'm super proud of you. I want to help you in any way that I possibly can. Okay? All right. So, if you need the path, if you need the basics of the path, I want you to put path in the comments, PATH. I will send you a link for my path, the dreams formula, how to heal and reconcile after infidelity. I will get that to you, okay? It is very simple. It's 6 steps. That's all it is. It's not as difficult as you think it is to get to healed from hurting after infidelity. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm over here on Love Coach Dasha. I am Love Coach Dasha, and I'm Love Coach Dasha over on Facebook, on YouTube. I'm Love Coach Dasha everywhere. So if you want to find me, that's who I am. All right. Making sure I can see everybody. And if you got comments, if you're catching this on the replay, hashtag replay, let me know you came a little bit late, but you came. I don't care if you came late as long as you came. All right. All right. So we're talking about how to heal this trauma that you've been through after you have been the victim of cheating. You have this person that you love so much, and they did this horrible thing to you. It is a trauma, it is something that affects you physically, not just, oh, my heart, not just my mind. No, it is physically in your body. When you have had this type of trauma, your brain starts to do things that are related to trauma. It starts making you have flashbacks to things. It starts having your heart pound out of your chest. Those are physical things that happen with trauma. So we've got to start treating this like the trauma that it is, okay? The very first thing that we can always do about some trauma is to do our deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? I need you to jump on that. If you have not been doing it, I need you to get on that, and I need you to get on it now. Right now, as a matter of fact, we're going to do it all together. What we do is 4-7-8 breathing. Now, That one is a great one, especially if you're trying to go to sleep. Hey, Richard from Northeast Ohio. Hi. We're talking about healing and reconciling after infidelity. So anybody you know that's got that problem, come on, direct them to me. We can work this out. All right. So the first thing is doing your deep breathing. We do 4-7-8 breathing. It is a good pattern to do, especially if you're trying to go to sleep at night. If you're dealing with the trauma and you can't rest, do this 4-7-8 breathing. It'll have you sleeping maybe 2 or 3 times. You do it in a row, you're asleep at that point. Okay. And it helps to prevent you from having those nightmares of, oh, he cheated on me, and it's just replaying in your brain. Okay. So do your 4-7-8 breathing with me. We're going to do a full blowout. We're going to try and deflate our lungs, get as much out as we possibly can. Then we're going to inhale for a count of 4 through your nose if you can. Hold that breath for a count of 7. And then we're going to blow out like we're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. Okay. We're going to do that 3 times together, but I want you to, at home, to be doing this 5 times a day. Okay. All right. So we're going to do our deep breathing. Join me. All right. First things first, we're going to blow out. Make that noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Hey there, Arturo. How you doing? How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? Put it in the comments. Let me know what happens to you physically. Because again, this is a trauma, and trauma is a physical thing. It is something that is actually happening inside you in real time. So if we start to work on the effects on our bodies physically in real time, we start to alleviate some of the terrible side effects from this trauma. All right. So we're doing our deep breathing, trying to focus on calming, centering, getting our breathing regulated slowly and deeply to tell our brain that, hey, we do not need the fight or flight response right now. We don't need to pant and gather up as much oxygen as we can because we're getting ready to fight or we're getting ready to run. No, we are safe. It is fine. I have looked around. There are no threats. Nothing is going to eat me. Everything is okay. Okay. So if you can convince your brain through the breath being correct, the breath being the breath of I am relaxed, I am okay, you will convince your brain that you actually are indeed okay. And then it will start to let you calm down on a regular basis. Okay. Second thing that we always talk about every time we get together, I need you to be doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? If not, I need you to be on that too. I need you to get on that and stay on it, okay? I need you to start writing these things down. This trauma is inside you. It's trapped in there. So your brain keeps replaying the same things over and over and over again. The fact that your brain keeps replaying them lets you know they're important to the trauma. What is actually going on inside your body and your brain that you're afraid of. So if it keeps repeating, that's a thought you need to write down. When you write that thought down, you tell your brain, hey, I see that this is an important thought. Obviously, this is something that I need to know. So I'm going to write it down in the special book. This right here is my special book right now. I even got little tabs and everything in it. I love this. It's an excellent journal. Just got it off Amazon. But if you put it in the special book, then that means that you are keeping it You are going to remember it. It is important to you. And when you do that, you soothe your brain. Your brain is like, oh, she got the message. Cool. And then it stops repeating the message over and over again. Makes it so much easier. And then you can come back to the book. I don't want you to just write it down and forget about it. Okay. I want you to write it down. And then maybe like once a month, I want you to go back through. I want you to find the patterns. I want you to see the things that you kept repeating over and over again. I want you to see the dates and times that stand out to you, that you kept on writing things at these particular dates and times, because you will discover all of the triggers. All of the triggers will be written down in the journal if you write in the journal. Okay, that's how that works. It will not be in the journal for you to find it if you do not write in the journal. That makes sense? Please put it in the comments if that doesn't make sense to you. I will try and figure out another way to explain it to you, because you need this. This is important. When you are doing your journaling, it's also important to have your date, your time, and your level of anxiety every entry. Okay. I want you to start off doing like 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, just to get into the habit of writing about what you are thinking, what you're feeling, what's bubbling up to the surface. Okay. But only for 5 minutes, because I don't want you to get tired of it. Okay. 5 minutes first thing in the morning and right before you go to bed. Okay, but there are going to be other times during the day where something is messing with you and you're like, okay, this is 6:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Ooh, okay, what is this? I'm feeling this way. And you write it down, you put it with the date and the time, and then you can come back about a month later and see if there were other Tuesdays at 6:30s where all of a sudden you were feeling some kind of way. You will know when you're going to be triggered before you get triggered. And then if you can go take it just a step or two back, you can figure out what triggered you in the first place and start to be able to battle the trigger. So it is important for you to do your journaling. Okay, your level of anxiety, that's going to go before you start to journal and then after you've journaled. Okay, so your level of anxiety is just putting a fence around the feelings. They can only get as big as a 10. A 10 is huge. Okay, you're at a 0. 0 is great. 0 is everything is wonderful, all is right with the world, you're feeling lovely. Okay, write that down. You need to know that, because your brain will keep telling you that everything is wrong, everything is terrible in your life. You need to know the days that you have had a 0 day and you're like, everything was fine, I wasn't even thinking about him cheating today. Write that down. Okay. All right. Then there is a 10. 10 is the monster. 10 is I have lost control of myself and I want to tear my clothes off, rip my hair out, run screaming down the street naked. Okay. That's how bad a 10 is. A 10 is just, you have no more control over yourself. You are out there. Okay. If you are at a 10, you're not writing in your journal. Don't say that in the moment. Okay. You can come back later on and be like, yeah, I'm a 9 now, but I was sure a 10 about an hour ago. I wanted to write about it, but I didn't have any control over myself. So now that I have a little bit of control over myself, I can say that I was at a 10, but I came back down and it's better now. And as I'm writing, it's actually coming down a little bit more. You will discover it makes you feel better to understand that 10 is just out of control. And if you are anything less than out of control, you're not at a 10. Okay. When you are doing this consistently, when you start off and you are at a 9, and then you write for a little while and you come back out of the session of writing and you're like at a 7, that is evidence that you feel better. That is, you did something to help this trauma and it worked. That proves it to you. So then you will get excited about, okay, I know when I do my journaling, chances are I'm going to come down a couple of notches with this anxiety. I'm not going to be as stressed out if I go ahead and do my journaling. It's some positive feedback for you too. Okay. All right. The next thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, I want you to remember it. I want you to do it. I want you to live it so that you can stop being traumatized. I want you to develop an attitude of gratitude. I want you to be grateful for things. That's what I want. And that doesn't seem like a very difficult thing, does it? But when you are in the throes of this trauma, your body and your brain said there is nothing to be grateful for. Everything is awful. But that is not true. Your life is actually good. All right. Anytime in history, they would look at our lives and be like, wow, these spoiled brats. Look at all the stuff they have. Look at all the cool things they have to deal with. Okay. Anywhere else in the history of time, they would be jealous of you right now living the way that you do. The fact that you have a little screen that you're talking to me through right this second, amazing. Why can't we be grateful for that? All right. So I want you to just develop that habit every morning. As soon as you get up, as you are doing your journaling first thing in the morning for that 5 minutes, write things that you are grateful. Oh, there we go. All right. Put them on the top of the page. Make sure that you are consistently turning your brain towards things that you are grateful that you have in your life. Because once you do that enough times, you have trained your brain to tell you good things. You have told it that that's what you want. And so it will take you seriously and start telling you good things all by itself, not with you coaching it, just offering you good things. Be like, here, look, this is the thing. Aren't you grateful for this too? And it will keep on offering those things as long as you recognize them. It will keep on offering you good things. So it starts to undo the mess of terrible thoughts that have come with this trauma. We've got to figure out a way to get out of that. We can't live like that. We can't have a productive, happy, healthy relationship constantly thinking the worst things. So if you train your brain to think about the best things, the things that make you happy, the things that make you grateful, then you are training your brain out of that negativity and you won't have to live like that for very much longer. Okay? All right. So that's why I always do Thirsty Thursdays. It is Thursday. If you got something good that you're grateful for, even if you've been cheated on, I want you to share it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Let me know, and I will shout you out because I want you all to remember that you do have good things. And then if you hear somebody else who is going through this trauma just like you are, but they have found a good thing, you'll be able to latch on and find a good thing too. It's you sharing your candlelight does not diminish candlelight. All right. You going ahead and lighting somebody else's candle does not take away from yours or not this evening. Okay. All right. Got a little delay there. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Anybody got anything that they're grateful for? You want to put in the comments? I will come back to it now. All right. The last thing that we talk about before we get into an in-depth lesson, the practices, the things that you can do to actually start to lessen the effects of the trauma on your body and on your brain after infidelity. These things are called the practices because you need to practice them on a regular basis. And this one is when you really got to practice because everybody will tell you that it's all right to do this. And I want you to stop. All right. I need you to stop asking all those questions. Okay. I know that everybody out there says that you need complete 100% transparency for you to even start to think to be able to heal. And you need to know every single detail that's in his brain. And you need to make sure that he grovels before you can even start to heal. I know people will tell you that you deserve all the answers that you want. And you do deserve all the answers that you want. However, that is not going to heal you. It is a trauma response. Your brain seeking all of these details, cramming for all of the little teeny tiny minuscule pieces that it can put together. That is a trauma response. That is fear. That is I am so afraid this is going to happen to me again, that he will cheat on me and I just won't know. I just won't be aware. And I have to know everything so I never miss it again. I never ever have to put myself into this position to be hurt like this again. That is what your brain is doing. It is not trying to help you heal. I know that your brain will tell you, I am just asking all these questions so that I have all of the details, and then the way will be clear for us to heal. All right. Unless I know all the details, I won't be able to heal. Your brain is lying. It is lying to you. That is not real. You are capable of healing just fine without all the answers. There are plenty of women every single solitary day who leave, right? You're not getting all the answers that you want from a person that you left, are you? So you're trying to tell me that these women can't heal either? No. It's just not true. Your brain will try and let you believe that, so you keep on asking the questions, so you feel motivated to keep asking the questions, even though every time you ask the questions it makes you feel like crap. But it is not true. You do not need any more than the information that you have right this minute. Nothing more that you can glean from what he can tell you is going to help you heal. It is just the trauma talking. It is just your fear speech saying, I have to have all the details. That is the only reason that you think that it is not going to help you heal. Okay? So I want you to stop asking all those questions. I want you to get out of the habit of asking any questions at all if you can help it. Um, because it's a trauma response, it is very worn into your brain. And so even if you don't recognize yourself about to do it, you will ask him, well, how was your day? And even asking how was your day is an interrogation. It is, let me see what he says. He better tell me that he spoke to some girl in his office. I know he did. Yeah, it's already building up the second you ask a question, because that's what your brain wants to do. It wants to know all the answers, and it wants to treat this person like they're a threat, like they are the perpetrator. If you do that and you do it consistently, you will wear a rut in your brain and it will be hard to get out. So I want you to just stop asking questions altogether. If you can make it into a statement, you will be able to see if your brain is trying to trick you into asking questions about the affair. Okay? You'll be able to tell because you won't be able to think of a statement to show you that oh well, this is an innocent question. You won't be able to. Rolling Star. Oh, this we are talking about healing after infidelity. I coach women who are trying to heal and reconcile and stay in the relationship after infidelity. And right now I'm telling them to stop asking their mate all those questions after infidelity. It is a trauma response. Your brain is tricking you into continuously re-traumatizing yourself so that you stay far away from that person. You do not heal and go towards them. So I'm telling you, stop asking all the questions. I'm telling you, don't ask questions at all. If you can help it, make things into a statement. Not how was your day? I hope you had a really great day today. I hope you had a fast, easy shift today. Let them offer information instead of you asking for information. It's a good topic, right? It is. It's a good thing to know because this happens to a lot of people. And when you get into the situation, you may not realize that cheating wasn't a deal breaker. You found out after it happened. And so now you got to navigate it and try and figure out how to heal from it. And we got to treat it like the trauma that it is, and continuously going back and re traumatizing ourselves, thinking about and going over a trauma is not healing. That's just more hurting. So I want to teach you the things how to get out of the healing, get out of the hurting habits and get into the healing habits. All right. So all of that being said, I understand that it is a trauma response to want to ask those questions. I get that. I get that it's like an itch in your brain. Your brain is screaming, I have to ask him a question. Okay. I understand that it's doing that. I got you. I know. But it's not good for you to keep talking about the affair. So Try these out. This is the and THEAND. This is from the good people at the Skin Deep. You can put that in the and put that in the search in Amazon and they pop right up. They got a whole store. And this particular deck is the Healing Edition. This one is about reconnecting, asking questions, but questions that are constructive to the relationship, not that are talking about the affair that they had and all the pain that you suffered and why did they do this to you. We don't need to keep going through all that if we're staying. If we're trying to reconcile, we cannot continuously talk about how sad and how miserable we are because we will remain sad and miserable. Okay, so we've got to start talking about other things. And this is an excellent deck to start asking each other questions that are about healing, that are about connection in the relationship, and not about hurting each other even more, jabbing each other. Okay. So I will give you a few of these. This one says, what do you think surprises me most about our connection? Isn't that a good question? Wouldn't you rather hear the answer to that than what positions did you have sex in? Wouldn't that be better to ask? What do you think surprises me most about our connection? All right. He may tell you something you've never even thought of before, but come to find out it's true. All right. But you won't know that if you're asking him questions about what hotel they stayed at. And did you tell her you loved her? That's not helping you. That's not getting you any closer. Okay. Next one is, what about our connection do you rarely admit to yourself? All right. Wouldn't you like, isn't that a better question? That's a much better question than, did you take her out to breakfast? You don't want to know all of that. You don't need all of those details. They're not going to help you heal. You finding out all those details is your brain collecting ammunition against him. It wants to fire off. Every time he gets close, it wants to fire off with some new ammunition that you have gathered from all of these questions. It's not helping you heal. It's stressing you out. So, what about our connection do you rarely admit to yourself is a much more constructive question. It's not about pain, it's about thinking about the relationship, about considering the connection that the two of you have, assuming that the connection is there and not that it's just completely disappeared because of this infidelity. Okay. All right. And one more. What concerns you most when it comes to our relationship? So you can talk about some deep things. You can talk about some things that are a little serious when you're doing this, but we don't need to go all into all of the details, all of the nitty gritty, all of that, all of the information about this affair that is just going to cause you pain and not help you heal. We don't need all those details. That is, it's too much, it's too far. Stop. Okay. Don't cram your head with things that you don't want to know in the first place. All right. So instead of that, what concerns you most when it comes to our relationship? Much better question to ask. Okay. So you see what I'm talking about here. Instead of asking the questions that are just designed to cause you more pain, you think more deeply about how he betrayed you and how he hurt you, you want to ask questions that are actually designed to connect you better. Okay? That makes sense? Y'all tell me if that doesn't make sense. If you're like, Dasha, you are crazy. Coach, what do you mean? And I want to hear your questions. So if you got questions for me, if something doesn't make sense, if you want to know exactly how to do what I have done, which is heal and reconcile and get to a place where I completely trust my husband, not 100%, because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in trusting another person 100%. I don't think that that is a wise thing to do. I don't think that that's sensible. I think that's kind of crazy because I can't trust me 100%. I will mess up. I will procrastinate. I will send all on an email. I'm not 100% trustworthy. So me putting 100% trust in anybody else on this planet, that's delusional. That's crazy. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't even be considered wrong for not doing it. Okay. 100%, that's way too much. If you can trust somebody like 70, 80%, you trust them. Okay. You don't need 100% trust in anybody else. Girl, please. 100% trust in another person. He's just a boy. 100% trust in a boy. Okay. All right. I understand that it's a whole thing. It's supposed to be so romantic to be able to trust somebody 100% and just give them your whole heart and you never have to worry about anything. But they are a whole other human being, and that is just insanity. I know it's romantical thinking, but it's not realistic. It's not really taking into effect that this is a person, not a fairy tale character. You didn't write him, okay? He's not in a movie. This is real life. This is the one we got, okay? We cannot keep on thinking that people are going to be perfect and then we're not perfect. That's crazy. That's delusional. We can't live in that state. All right. So let me see. So I was talking to you a little bit earlier about the fear speech. We're talking about the decision, right? The decision to stay and heal after infidelity. That is the very first thing of the dreams formula. Every single time I talk to women, it's all about, have you made this decision? Are you giving yourself a hard time about this decision? Are you sitting there second guessing yourself, telling yourself that you are wrong? If you've made the decision and there's a whole bunch of doubt and fear about it, then that's the fear speech, okay? It comes with everybody's trauma. Everybody will say the exact same things that you're thinking because we all have the exact same fears. It will sound like the fear speech on the outside matches up with the fear speech on the inside, so it must be true. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. That does not mean that it has to be true, okay? So after the betrayal, that is your biggest enemy. The fear speech that is going through your head, the fear speech that is being directed back at you from other women who you sought counsel from, that is your biggest enemy. It's not your partner. It's not the other person. It's not even the past. It is right now the fears that you have, the trauma has built up in you, and the fears that other people have when you are reaching out for assistance, for some support as you were trying to go through this, as you're trying to heal. Their fears are being directed back at you. And then you're in an echo chamber. It feels like this has to be real, and it does not. Your trauma created that voice inside your head, so it created that voice inside other people's heads too. So trauma rewires your brain for threat detection. It wants you to look out, try and protect you. So your brain's job becomes protection, not telling you the truth. That is not what it's trying to do. It is trying to detect a threat before the threat hurts you, but it's not trying to tell you the truth. Your brain is trying to protect you, not tell the truth. So we've got to assume from the giddy up when that fear speech is messing with us, we've got to assume that it's not telling the truth. And that's what we're going to talk about today, is how that fear speech lies to you about trying to heal and reconcile, and then what you can do about it, okay? Because it tells you some very basic lies. But before we even go on to that, I need you to remember that the fear speech is trauma-based thoughts disguised as logic. Okay, the fear says the thing, and it says, well, see, but it's this is real and you should believe me, even though it's just fear, even though it may not have even been a thing that actually happened, that would ever actually happen. Your brain is assuming that it will logically happen because this happened, so something else bad will happen. It is just believing the worst. It's not logic. It's just assuming a bad thing will happen. Your fear speech is not intuition. Your intuition is a much quieter voice. That fear speech is loud. All right, it's screaming inside you. The intuition is knowing. It is not being afraid of. It is not heart racing. I'm scared that this is going to happen. Intuition is certainty. Intuition is very quiet and very still and very knowing. You will know the difference when you can quiet down the fear. Okay. The fear speech is not wisdom. It's not discernment. It is just fear. That's all it is. So fear, the fear speech sounds like it's wise. It sounds rational. but it's actually just the pain talking to you. It's the pain screaming how unfair this is at you. It is not wisdom. Okay. It is not rational thought. It is just that pain speaking itself out. Okay. So I'll tell you some lies that your brain tells you after infidelity. Number one, this is the big one. You're stupid. You should have known. All right. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. Let's come back. Because remember at the very beginning, I told you I don't think that you're stupid. I think that you are wise and I think that you are loving and compassionate and understanding. So you're not stupid for wanting to stay. You're not stupid for not knowing either. Because we only know what we can know. We only know what we have the information on. If we are being intentionally hidden from something, we're not going to necessarily know it. Hindsight, it's biased against you. It's saying that, oh, well, look how clear it is in the rear view. Now you can see exactly what was going on. And every little thing lines up and all these pieces that you didn't put together before, they come together into this beautiful picture looking back. That's not fair. All the way up to this, you were looking at it. You were not looking back at it with all of the clues in place. That's not fair to you. You didn't have the information. You're not stupid because you didn't have information. And trusting someone is not stupidity. That is relational health. Like you're supposed to trust the person that you love and you are with. So you weren't doing anything wrong. You didn't pick wrong. You picked based on what you knew at the time. We can only do what we can do with what we know in the moment. Now we can learn, absolutely. But in the moment, we can only do what we can do with the information that we have. Trusting somebody is not a character flaw. You did not do anything wrong by trusting someone who hurt you. He is a regular human being. Most human beings, we hurt each other. Okay, that is a fact of this life. Sometimes the human beings that are closest to you, as a matter of fact, a lot of times the human beings who are closest to you end up hurting you. The ones that are far away from you, you don't give a damn about. It's always the people that are close to you who end up hurting you, right? So it's not a character flaw to trust people, to want to bring them close to you. But you got to stop lying to yourself and telling yourself that you're so stupid and you're so flawed and you should have known, because you can only know what you can know. You can only know the things that you have the information on. If you didn't have it, if it was being hidden from you, how could you know? That's just a lie. It's just your brain trying to give you a hard time and tell you that you're supposed to be insecure about this. You're supposed to be really shaky about your own decision making, because I'm telling you that you're stupid. So you should be really, really careful about the decisions that you make now. No, that's just your brain trying to protect you by making you feel like crap about yourself. And we're not listening to that. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know. Tell me if these things don't make sense to you, if you need a little bit more explanation, I got you. Okay? No comments. All right. The second thing, the second big lie is you're crazy for staying. You are crazy for doing this. People confuse pain with clarity. All right. They think that because you're in pain, it is clear you should not be here. And that is not the same thing. Okay. Society praises leaving like it's just the most strong thing to do and labels staying as being weak. That's not true. That's just cultural conditioning. All right. Staying is not denial. If you see clearly, if you know exactly what has happened and you have decided that I know this person hurt me really badly, but I love this person and I love my life with this person and I would really like to stay and work it out and I want to forgive them, you are seeing clearly. You're not crazy. You're not delusional. You've just made a decision that other people don't agree with. And that happens all the time. Right? We are grown people and we make decisions that other grown people wouldn't make, and that is fine. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not crazy or delusional to want to make the decision to stay and heal and reconcile. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, Leaving or staying can both be healthy. It just depends. The health comes from the reason, not from the choice that you make. The reason for the choice. If I want to stay with this person, the reason I wanted to stay is because I love him. I just do. He's my person. He is my favorite person on the planet. Even when he hurt me the most, he was still my favorite person. He was still the person that made me smile the most, that made me laugh the most, that supported me the most. Even with his own issues, he was still that person for me. That's the reason that I stayed. If he wasn't that person to me, it would have been easy to go ahead and let go. It would have been easy to go ahead and walk away, go on to the next person. I completely understand if that's the thing. But if you are feeling like this is your person, this is the person that you want to open your heart up to, you want to love for an entire lifetime, which means that you are willing to forgive them for an entire lifetime. If you found that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to stay, it's okay to go, but we've got to stop giving each other a hard time about the decisions that we're making. If you want to stay, you stay, and don't give somebody else a hard time who decided to go, but you don't let them give you a hard time either. Okay? Um, Staying's not weak. Staying blindly is weak. But staying consciously, understanding what you want and pursuing what you want consciously, that's powerful. That is not weakness. That is super strength. Okay. You need a cape on if you know what you want and you are going after it. All right. Lie number 3. Um, you can't heal unless he changes first. Right? That's Girl, I'm so tired of people believing that. I am so tired of that being the thing. Everybody's like, well, yes, he's got to be doing the work for you to be able to heal. No, he doesn't. All right. And you need to set yourself back and think about this for a little bit. Because if you do the healing and he does not catch up with you, he does not see the effort that you are putting into this healing, that tells you a lot about the relationship, doesn't it? You don't worry about him and his behavior. You just heal. All right. You get back in control of your nervous system so that you can see things clearly. And then when you get to that clear place where you're not hurting so much anymore and you have been healing up, you can see his behavior quite clearly. It's not coming from, oh, I just got hurt and I just want to kick him to the curb. You will be able to see it. Well, as I've been doing this healing, he's been trying to make sure that he shows me that he's trustworthy. He has been where he said he's going to be. You can see that you've made a good decision if you go ahead and heal first instead of waiting to see if he is going to do the healing for you. If he changes and you are still in the midst of this nervous system breakdown, you won't be able to see it anyway. You've got to heal first. If healing your system depended on his behavior, then you are just emotionally chained to his nervous system. Oh God. Oh no. Absolutely not. You've got to start with your own body first, your own brain first. His growth will help, but your healing is all yours. It all belongs to you. Him doing healing, him working on his part does not heal you. You got to do the work inside yourself to heal yourself to be able to even appreciate the work that he will be doing at the same time. So we're healing in parallel. We may not be able to interact as much about it, but you'll be able to see him doing the work because you will be clearer, you will be calmer. Okay? Um, you can start healing without him changing first. Do not wait on him. Do not feel like you are trapped in a situation where you're just going to be in pain until he fixes it. He has already made bad decisions. We are not going to depend on him to fix it. Okay. If you're waiting on him, you're still giving him all the control in the situation. And at this point, I would think that you would want some control back. I would think that you lost control when he did all of this, when he has cheated, when he has hurt you, when he has done the wrong things. You want to give him more power? That seems a little crazy. That's a little delusional to me. I can't see how that makes sense. Give him more control when the control that he took hurt you. No, no, you got to rein that in. You got to take control of your own healing, not give it to him to let him be responsible for it. And we know he hasn't been being responsible. He has not been making the best of decisions. You need to heal for a little while, get a little perspective, a little distance to see what he's done to start to heal, the relationship. If you can get a little distance from that pain, you can see it clearer. Okay. Line number 4, if you still love him, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You're a pick me. There's something wrong with you if you still love the person that you loved for years and they hurt you. Yeah. Love doesn't shut off on command. It's not like, oh, it evolved into ether as soon as he cheated. It could do be gone because they cheated. Absolutely. It does happen, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen. If you still love after this trauma, then you just still love. That's just how you feel. And there's nothing wrong with you feeling your feelings. If you love, you should be able to love. Love is not proof that you should stay, but it's also not proof that you're broken. You know, if you love and the love is there for you and you feel like, I want to continue with this love, I want to have this feeling with this person, you can make that decision. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. Um, Love doesn't just disappear because there was betrayal, because the trust was damaged. Love doesn't just disappear like that for most people. We still feel what we feel about the person. And it's okay that you feel the way that you feel. I don't think that you're wrong for the way that you feel. As a matter of fact, I think that you might be the only person who does see this person clearly. If you are like, this is my love, I know that he did the wrong thing, but I know he's better than this. All right, if you want to stay and prove it, I don't think that you're wrong to do that. Okay. And then one more lie. You'll never feel safe again. You'll never feel safe with him again. You'll never be able to trust him again. You'll never be able to let your heart be open to him again. Your brain will tell you that lie, but it's just not true. Neuroplasticity exists, okay? The brain can relearn feeling safe. It can. The nervous system can calm down. Triggers can shrink and they can go away. I have seen it happen. I have felt it happen. I know it is real. I see it with my clients getting to that place where the triggers are just not bothering them anymore. And they like wake up one day and they're like, hey, I haven't even like really thought about this trigger in like a good little while. It's because our brains can grow and learn and change. And hallelujah for that. Thank goodness our brains can do that because we don't have to stay in this traumatized state forever. We can do the things that we need to do to heal and get to a place where we feel safe. And your safety doesn't come from anybody else, it just comes from inside you. So if you work on it, you can find it, bring it to the surface, and you will feel safe. You don't have to worry about anybody else keeping you safe. You will be able to keep yourself safe by finding that within yourself, by healing. Safety is not lost forever. It's rebuilt. The same way the trust can be rebuilt, you can rebuild the safety along with the trust. Um, your nervous system learned fear. That means that it can learn peace too. If your nervous system learned that it should be afraid, you can still teach it that it should be calm. Okay? It has learned something before, it can learn again. Okay? So let's see. Real quick, just so you know, you can still be in love with somebody who hurt you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not delusional. You're not crazy for it. Time is not just going to heal you. You have to be intentional about healing to heal. Forgiveness, getting past this, getting your nervous system regulated again, that requires practice. It's not just a moment. It's not just, oh, it's all fixed. It's all together and I feel better. No, it's continuous. It's practicing it. It is bringing it into your life. It is every day saying, I forgive. I am treating him like I'm forgiving him today. Doing it consistently so your brain understands what the deal is. Healing is possible and you can begin right now. You do not have to wait for him. You don't have to wait for anybody. You can start the healing right now. So if you do want to start your healing right now, DM me. I will send you a link to get on my calendar for a free enchanted reconciliation call. If you are trying to get back to your fairy tale, if you are trying to get back home to your castle and you can't figure out how to heal and forgive him and fight off this trauma monster who is right on your tail all the way through the woods, go ahead and DM me and I will send you the link to get on my calendar for an enchanted reconciliation call. 45 minutes, absolutely free. And by the end of the call, I will have you on the path. I will have you knowing exactly 3 things that you can do right this second to start down the healing path. And if you do them, you are going to see results. You are going to feel good about it. And you're going to feel good once you get off the phone with me too. Once you talk to me, once you check with me on this enchanted reconciliation call, you are going to feel better. You're going to feel like things have lifted a little bit when you get on this call with me. So put call in the comments or DM me and let me know you would like a enchanted reconciliation call. All right. So let's see. I just want you to know that you're not broken. You're not broken. You're injured, and injuries can heal. I was a nurse for this year will be 26 years. I know things that are broken can heal. You are injured. You are hurt. There are ways to heal hurts. You do not have to stay on a crumpled heap on the ground feeling like all is broken, all is lost. You can heal. I know the path to healing. I want to share it with you. So message me. Talk to me. I have got you. I've got you covered. Seek some support from somebody who has done it, who has been there, who has existed in the pain and has come through to the other side, happy, healthy, feeling good, close, connected, trusting. I know how to get there. I would love to show you the path. Okay? All right. So any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. If you are seeing this hashtag replay, put it on the comments. Let me know that you got here a little late, but you got here. I don't see any comments over there. All right. Fabulous. So the last of the practices. So we were talking about the practices before. We did 4 of them. There are actually 5 of them. The 5th of the practices is to do your affirmations, to talk good about you, girl. You are in a situation where you would be forgiven for being just plain awful. You would be forgiven for walking out the door, for losing your shit, okay? You were in that situation where anybody could understand exactly how you feel, but you are still choosing love and trust and forgiveness and compassion. All right. You've got to stop listening to the trauma that says that you're so awful. Just because the trauma is loud doesn't mean that it's true. You are listening to fear speech about yourself that is not true. You're not foolish. You're just faithful. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need certainty to be able to heal. You just need some willingness, and you have that. You have that already. I understand that your brain has been trying to protect you, but you have everything you need in you right this minute to be able to heal from this. And I want you to start using it. I want you to start putting yourself out there and healing as much as you can. So do your affirmations to heal that part of your brain that keeps saying, "You're so pitiful. You're so sick. And I can't believe that you let him do." Stop listening to that part of your head, okay? And start telling yourself a positive message about yourself so that you can reshape what your brain starts to think about you. When you are constantly giving it positive messages about yourself, your brain starts to believe it. Your brain doesn't know the difference between made up and real. If you consistently tell it, "I am strong, I am loving, I am healed, I am forgiving, I am powerful, I am compassionate," if you keep telling your brain that, it will believe you. Okay? So do your affirmations twice a day at least. Look yourself in the eye, in the camera, whatever you got, and tell yourself your affirmation like you believe it, like it is the most true thing you've ever heard. Like, this is reality. This is what is real right in this moment, and I feel it about myself. Okay? When you do this, you are making a recording in your brain of you saying good things about you. So then, anytime you're feeling down, call that image up, call that recording to the surface. Teach your brain that every time you think something negative about yourself, you're going to turn around and think something positive about yourself. Okay? So today's affirmation, and you can, if you need affirmations, go ahead and hit me up, affirmation, in the comments. I will send you the link to get on my email list for affirmations. You'll get 60 days of affirmations specifically for healing and reconciling after infidelity. But this came from Five Below. All right, this is a deck of cards, and today this one says, "Today I am powerful. Today I know that I have the power and wisdom to accomplish everything I choose to do." Even with the fear, girl, even with the fear speech speaking to you, giving you a hard time, you are powerful enough to overcome that. So today I am powerful. Today I know that I have the power and wisdom to accomplish everything I choose to do, including healing and reconciling after infidelity. You can do it. You are strong enough. You are not weak. You are super strong for wanting to do this, for trying to do this, for believing in love the way that you believe in love. You are a strong, strong woman, and I'm proud that you're listening to me. I am proud that you are here with me trying to work on this. Okay? So you let me know. I will help you in any way I can. Call in the comments to get on an enchanted reconciliation call with me, 45 minutes, absolutely free, and you will be able to get on the healing path after that call. Okay? All right. So I think that's about it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. If nobody has told you lately, I love you and I'm so proud of you. You are going for unconditional love, and not many people do that. So I am very proud of you, and I want to help you get as much success with that as you possibly can. So reach out to me, DM me, and keep doing the practices. Do your deep breathing, your journaling, your gratitude practice. Stop asking all those questions and do your affirmations. And more than anything, do not do what the fear and the pain tell you to do. If it's something that is based in fear and pain and it is screaming at you, it is the wrong way. It is the hurting path. It is not the healing path. Turn around and go the exact opposite way from whatever the fear and the pain want, and you will be headed in the right direction. Okay? Mwah! I love you, and I will see you again next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Thursday for the Healing Hour Live. Bye, y'all.